my name is Cyril Sadowski. I am an AI engineer / AI consultant. And today I would like to talk to you about this certain trend where companies are not hiring new staff, or maybe they are even letting go of some staff, and they are claiming that actually artificial intelligence is the reason why they are doing that. And to illustrate that I have this article, which the title is Salesforce says no to new software engineers in 2025, points to AI-driven efficiency. So let's try to read this first part. In a recent statement, Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff revealed that the company will not be hiring any new software engineers in 2025, citing the impressive productivity gains driven by artificial intelligence. According to Benioff, the company has seen more than a 30% increase in productivity this year thanks to the implementation of AI technologies like Agentforce. Now, I am seeing something. I am not seeing something which Salesforce CEO is seeing, but I am one of the authors of Advanced Coding Assistant. This is open sourced on GitHub. We played a lot with this new generative AI technology, with large language models, etc., and how we can implement them in something that could assist coders. Also, I have plenty of experience with GitHub Copilot or maybe with cursor.sh. And although these tools do increase my productivity, the 30% gains that Salesforce is citing, this is something I have just hard time believing this. Maybe let's look at some data. So this is a report, Global Code Time Report, which talks about how developers and engineers, software engineers, are spending their time during their working day, and we can see that the median code time per developer is 52 minutes per day, or 4 hours and 21 minutes. So to gain 30% increase in productivity, the software engineers that Salesforce has hired, they would have to work for 30% of the day only on coding tasks. So that would be about 2.5 hours per day, and all of that would have to go away, and maybe these engineers, I don't know, would start cooking meals for their colleagues, or maybe, I don't know, cleaning up the open spaces, or I don't know, whatever. But this would be the pure time for coding that they would have to save, which again, just to remind, a median developer spends about 52 minutes per day coding. So like Salesforce engineers are spending a lot of time coding, and now their CEO is saying that even that time will get completely removed. The article continues. Workforce adjustments and layoffs across the industry. This trend is not unique to Salesforce. Many organizations are reevaluating their staffing needs in response to the growing impact of AI. Klarna, a global payment provider, recently announced that it had stopped hiring human employees altogether, citing the advanced capabilities of AI. Klarna's CEO emphasized that AI could already perform many of the tasks that were traditionally handled by humans, leading the company to halt its hiring process over a year ago. So, from my personal experience, and once again, I maybe am not seeing something that these CEOs are seeing, but from my personal experience, I haven't seen any generative AI or new AI technology implemented yet in such a way that it would increase the productivity of people that are using this new AI tech such a way that the company wouldn't need to hire new staff. The only thing that I have really seen that got more or less fully automated are call centers. And I personally used a few of these call centers where, this is with the new generative AI technology, it's pretty easy to implement the functionality of call centers. But anything else is really baffling for me. And I would like to offer you a different hypothesis. What is actually happening and why these companies are not hiring new people or maybe even letting some people go. But before I do that, I would like to show to you something else. This is Simple Bench, which basically the authors of Simple Bench test AI capabilities. So, for example, spatial understanding, reasoning, temporal understanding, etc. And we can see here that, for example, O1 preview scores 41.7% when compared against a human baseline, which is 83.7, which is half of the average human capability. Claude is very close to O1 preview. And then we have the O1 family of models, then Gemini, the older Claude 3.5 Sonnet, etc. As you can see, the capabilities of artificial intelligence today are much, much lower than the capabilities of human being. And when we talk about the O1 models or the family of models, which are large reasoning models and most capable today, they are extremely expensive. You are better off paying a human being to do these tasks when compared to O1 family of models. Even though O1 scores quite high on the ARC price benchmark, which is 75.7 and 87.5, still it's very hard to implement or to add the models into your organizational structure. So when we look at, for example, cloud providers, and this is a podcast and an article that I have written in November 2024, which is about lessons learned from implementing AI capabilities into corporate ecosystem. I talk here about, let me scroll down, about reliability. Hyperscalers like Google, AWS, or Microsoft can be so successful because they provide extremely high reliability within their clouds. So AWS has 99.99 reliability, Azure similarly, GCP similarly. So these big clouds, these hyperscalers, were able to be so successful and sell their services with such a high margin because they have extremely high reliability. But when we look back at Simple Bench, this is the reliability of the best models that exist today. So someone has to explain to me how come Salesforce and other companies are able to incorporate this new technology, which literally came out 2 years ago, into their processes in such a way that, and so reliably, maybe better than these best AI labs and AI companies, better than better than OpenAI, better than Anthropic, better than Google, in such a way that they are achieving such a high reliability that they can just integrate this technology into their corporate processes. I personally think that the reason why they are talking about artificial intelligence and why they are not hiring is a bit different. And the reason is economy. It's current state of global economy. We are in a fragmented world, a world which is globalized. There are trade wars, there are real wars in the world happening right now, and from what we can see from the data right now, the global economy is struggling. There is not a lot of trade happening in the world, and naturally, if there is not a lot of trade, there are less opportunities. People have less work to do with less trade, etc. I hypothesize, therefore, that these companies like Salesforce and Klarna, etc., are saying this stuff because they achieve two things. First of all, they behind AI, and they don't have to come clean that they just don't have maybe, I don't know, the money, or maybe the trade volume has decreased, or maybe they are seeing something in the future that is a problem. So this is the first thing they are achieving. And second thing they are achieving is maybe increasing the money that is invested into these companies. Because in a normal situation, a company would say, okay, we have to, decrease the amount of people that are working for us. We don't maybe have enough right now. This particular year, 2025, doesn't look very good. Therefore, we maybe need to decrease some amount of staff, etc. But by hiding behind AI, they can say whatever they want and even increase their maybe market capitalization. From my point of view, this is also very similar from the RTO mandates, which is return to office mandates, when instead of the companies having to come clean and say, okay, we need to remove certain amount of people because the market right now isn't terrific and we have to deal with this. Instead they installed RTO mandates, return to office mandates, while knowing that many people will just quit by themselves or will not be able to come into the offices because maybe they bought a new house somewhere in the outskirts of the city and they just cannot commute. The reasons can be different. And now they have a new scapegoat. Instead of RTO mandates, it's AI, the all-encompassing AI. So I lived through, for example, the internet revolution, the smartphone revolution, through the cloudification, etc. But although we all know that these were revolutions and changed the technology landscape and the market quite a lot, implementing such technologies takes time. It doesn't happen from 1 year to another, even from 2 years or 3 years. We saw what happened with Enron during the 1999 year and 2000 year. The technology of internet was hyped. We all knew that it is coming and it will help us a lot, but it was hyped in that particular period of time. But now we have new revolution, AI, and don't get me wrong, I believe in artificial intelligence. I think that we need artificial intelligence, for example, also due to demographic crisis that is happening in the world. So we will need robotization, artificial intelligence, and it's a revolution, and I think that a lot of things will happen in the next decade, but it still is too soon. I use AI daily. I use it for personal purposes. I also do some work with it. It helps me to be faster and more efficient, but I am a power user and I haven't seen 30% increase in my personal efficiency and speed. And now if I imagine how you who work for big companies and corporations, you know how the processes in such companies can be complicated. So I have real doubts how Salesforce and other such companies like Klarna, etc., could have implemented AI in such a way that it would decrease the load of corporate or big company processes by 30%, and especially with coding, if we get back to the reliability rate, which is in simple bench right here. I really don't know, don't understand. I would rather think that they are just hiding behind artificial intelligence, and they just are able to say, okay, we don't need more people, not because maybe the markets are not that great right now. It's artificial intelligence. And then the market sees such headlines, okay, artificial intelligence, and the stock price increases. So I think that with such claims, the market is starting to show its first cracks. Unless there is a big change in 2025, I think that due to the global economy status right now, in the beginning of the year 2025, the cracks will crack in the end, because the market is getting misled by these big claims about artificial intelligence, which, and this is, my anecdotal experience, which I haven't seen yet, and I am an engineer in the trenches working daily with this technology. We have to be prepared for the economy not being that good in 2025. I think that artificial intelligence and robotization will help with that, but it will take some time. So let's see what happens. I think that in 2025 we will see a lot of solutions and maybe resolutions in the market. My name is Cyril Sadowski. If you liked this video, maybe consider leaving a like, and see you later. Bye.